All right, today we're putting on our detective hats to crack the code on one of the world's biggest music genres. We are going to uncover country music's secret recipe.
You know that feeling, right? You're scrolling through your playlist, a song comes on, and bam, within like 2 seconds, you just know, yep, this is country. How does that happen? Is it the singer's voice, a certain guitar sound? It's almost like a secret code, and today we're going to crack it together.
So let's head into the musical kitchen. We're about to break down the entire secret recipe for country music, starting with the very first ingredients that got thrown into the pot hundreds of years ago.
Okay, so every great recipe starts with a solid base. For country music, that base got started way back in the Appalachian Mountains. See, settlers from places like Ireland and Scotland brought their old folk songs with them. But, and this is the cool part, those melodies started mixing with the incredible rhythms and instruments brought over by Africans. This created a brand new flavor of music that was totally unique to America.
And believe it or not, before it was called country music, it actually went by another name, hillbilly music. Yeah, it definitely took a while to get the more official name we all know today.
All right, our base is ready. Now it's time to add the spices. You know, the key ingredients that give country its signature flavor. We're talking instruments.
First up, we've got to add the banjo. This thing is the high-energy rhythm machine of the group. It actually has roots in Africa, and its whole job is to lay down that sharp kind of clicking beat. Seriously, think of it like the beat drop in a pop song. It's the part that tells you it's time to get moving.
Next in the pot, the fiddle. And I know what you're probably thinking. Hold on, that's just a violin. And you're right, it's the same instrument, but it is all about the vibe. In country music, the fiddle isn't playing some slow, formal piece. No way. It's playing the main melody with this super fast, bouncy energy that's made for one thing, dancing. And you can really see the difference right here. A country fiddle is all about being energetic and fun, leading the whole dance. A classical violin, it's more smooth and formal, designed to blend in with a huge orchestra. Same instrument, totally different jobs.
Now for the secret weapon of emotion, the steel guitar. This is so cool. Instead of pressing the strings with their fingers, players use a heavy metal bar and just slide it up and down. This makes this incredible, smooth, sliding sound. It can literally sound like it's weeping in a sad song or soaring in a happy one. It's like the soulful voice of the band.
Okay, you can have all the best instruments in the world, but a truly great recipe needs one more thing: soul. And in country music, that soul comes from the stories they tell and how they sing them.
Here's the #1 rule of country lyrics. They're basically short stories set to music. This tradition comes from those old folk ballads, so a song almost always has a clear beginning, middle, and end. But they're not about kings or queens. They're about the everyday lives of regular people. And of course, they have a super catchy chorus that gets stuck in your head for days. And how they sing those stories is just as important. A massive influence here was gospel music from church. A lot of the early country singers learned how to sing in choirs, learning how to blend their voices into these really rich, powerful 3- or 4-part harmonies. It gives the music this super emotional, almost spiritual feeling.
So, we have our original recipe. But you know musicians, they never just follow the rules. They love to experiment. You can think of it like a DJ remixing a song. Country artists started taking that original recipe and cooking up their own unique versions.
So how did these new remixes get out into the world? Well, they used the original viral platform, the radio. There was this one show, the Grand Ole Opry, that was basically the TikTok For You page of its day. A band would play a song live, and almost overnight it would be a huge hit all across the country. Radio turned this local music into a national phenomenon.
And that new fame led to an absolute explosion of different styles. In the 1930s, you got honky-tonk and western swing. Then the 40s gave us the super fast sound of bluegrass. And by the 50s, producers in Nashville created this polished new style called the Nashville sound.
So let's do a quick breakdown of what these remixes sounded like. Honky-tonk was loud, electric, and made to be played in noisy bars. Western swing was this wild mashup of country and big band jazz. It even had horns. Bluegrass was all acoustic and played at like lightning speed to show off skill. And the Nashville sound? That was a much smoother, pop-friendly style that was made to be a smash hit on the radio.
And from those first few remixes, the recipe has just kept on evolving, adding new flavors and influences along the way. So let's jump to today and see how this music went from the mountains of Appalachia to the whole entire world. Today's country recipe is a massive fusion. I mean, you'll hear elements of pop, rock, and even hip-hop mixed right in. It's a sound that's big enough to fill giant stadiums all over the globe. But even with all these new ingredients, the heart of the recipe is still there. Storytelling is still rule number one, and those classic instruments like the banjo and fiddle are still totally at the center of the sound.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that country music isn't some old thing stuck in the past. It's a living, breathing recipe that is always changing, always mixing old traditions with new flavors to tell stories that connect with people absolutely everywhere. And that constant change leaves us with one last big question. I'm curious what you think. What new ingredient is going to be in the next big country music remix? What's the next flavor that artists are going to add to this incredible musical recipe?